So we're at the Ophir, Tintic, and Western Train Show.
Right, and they've had to move this to another venue.
Yeah, they used to be at Thanksgiving Point, and they've decided to move to Spanish Fork.
Right, a little bit more room.
And not too far away, just south of there by a few miles. Mm-hmm. And the Ophir, Tintic, and Western Club has two of their modular railroads on display here, an N-scale layout and an HO-scale layout.
All are wonderful. This is one of my favorite little displays. It's a winter scene.
You know, I've always wanted to do a winter scene.
Oh, and it's so authentic. It looks so real, especially where the car slid off.
Oh, misalignment.
Misalignment.
Now this is really cool. This is a Stadler train.
Right.
And they're made right here in Salt Lake City.
Right. They have a plant right here in the valley.
Well, they're made all over the world, but yeah. But this particular train is made right here in Salt Lake, and they're going to be having an open house here in a few weeks, and we shall be there.
Right.
So these are scale trains models. Scale trains is kind of a newcomer on the market, but my gosh, those things are beautiful. So this is the Wasatch N scale modular railroad. We have some good friends over there.
Yes.
And they're always at the train shows, and boy, do they have a great railroad, and it runs so well.
What's running right
I've
now?
never seen it screw up.
Okay.
All right. Well, I just don't want to climb up this button.
So I like this front runner train. That's symbolic of Salt Lake.
Yeah, we actually ride this train a lot,
Oh, I love it.
and sometimes just for fun. Well, they actually have a stop at Gardner Village where MRS Hobby Shop is, and we'll just get on this train to take it to the hobby shop just for the sheer fun of doing it.
Right. Well, and if there's an event at Gardner Village, I'll tell you what, it's easier to ride that train down there and get off than trying to find a parking place.
Yeah, I just want to bring it in there.
Oh, check it out, the pizza box layouts.
You know, I love these little layouts. They're just really cute.
It's a program that was developed here by the local NMRA, and it's now become national.
Oh, that's cool.
A lot of the NMRA divisions have adopted this, and it's for kids to build a layout that's roughly the size of a pizza box.
Yes, kids ages like 2 to 99.
Yeah, some of like the layout down here that looks suspiciously like a pizza. Yeah. Was made by an adult kid.
Pepperoni, too.
But the way the program works is people show up to do the workshop. They're given all the materials that they're going to need to build this railroad. And over the next 4 weeks, they build a pizza box-sized railroad that's absolutely functional and finished.
And fun.
I forget how many of these they say they've built, but it's like 2,000 of them.
Oh, well, there's a few, I'll tell you what.
And there's always a group on the waiting list.
Yeah.
You have to get on the waiting list if you want to sign up for this program.
Now, one of the things I like about these train shows is finding the dealers because they have things to buy.
Yes, and it's a scavenger hunt
Oh, it is.
because you never know what they're going to show up with. Quite often it's antique stuff or new stuff, but just tons and tons of stuff.
How about that crazy train in the background, that atomic looking red and yellow? I want that.
Isn't that amazing?
That's wild.
I think you're right. I think that's loosely based on the atomic train.
Right.
Union Pacific said they were going to build a nuclear-powered train back in the 1950s, and they actually started on that program.
Right. I think it'd be fun to model that thing.
It would. And, Union Pacific abandoned it, not because of safety concerns, but because it turned out that each locomotive was going to cost like $1.5 million.
Right, but on a model railroad, hey, the sky's the limit.
We actually did a show on the atomic train, and here's a link to that.
On the Freedom Train.
So here is Gil Bennett's table. Now, I'll tell you what, with Gil Bennett, he has got to be the Norman Rockwell of the train world.
He's a well-known railroad theme artist.
Oh man, I just love all of his paintings. There's such emotion with each one of them.
And every time we go into, well, almost every time that we go into a railroad museum, they have at least one Gil Bennett painting in the collection.
Right.
Needless to say, Gil is quite the train enthusiast, and when I was out chasing the big boy coming up from Pomona for restoration, well, there was Gil.
Yes.
Right there. That's Gil Bennett, the artist that did these fabulous paintings.
You know, a lot of artists don't like the filming because then you can take it home and make prints. Not that we ever would.
And over here we have the toy train enthusiasts.
Well, those are fun.
They take up a huge, they're always given,
Right.
a huge footprint at the shows. This layout that they've got, this modular layout, is half three-rail Lionel, and the other side over here is all two-rail Gilbert American Flyer.
Wow, a pink train.
And that's the fun of Lionel and toy trains. They're just whimsical and they're just plain fun.
Right.
Oh, and over here, John Pratt. We've done a show on him. Here's a link to a show just entirely about his fine scale S, but he's into S scale, but not from like an American Flyer perspective, but absolutely fine scale. A lot of this stuff is scratch built,
Yes, everybody's
and some brass kits and some ready to run. But most of what you're seeing here is something that he's constructed, and some of it, like these passenger cars here, are entirely scratch built.
That is just amazing.
And he's been working on track work here on his modular railroad. This is the newest section of track work. And just coming together the way we all do. He's slowly building this modular railroad.
Oh, look, there are Legos.
This is the Utah Lego Users Group.
Oh, that's quite a group, too.
And you know, this has actually taken off as a model railroad. They're actually referring to it now as L scale
L scale.
for Lego. But I don't know if NMRA is going to do standards on it or whatever. But anyway, Legos, what a fabulous hobby.
Oh, no kidding.
And this is the Shea Park Live Steamers, and they brought along this Shea. Oh, I want to see this thing run.
Oh, me too. I love a good shade. They're just neat.
And when the weather's perfect, it's so fun to go out. I think they run 2 Saturdays every month at Shea Park in Saratoga Springs.
Oh, that would be awesome. I just love to see.
And over here, the Garden Railroad Club, of course, normally they run outdoors in their garden.
Right.
But they have this modular railroad that they bring to the train shows as well. And over here we have a new club. They're building a modular railroad, but the modular railroad isn't ready. But they've brought their trains over. This is Greg Hardy, and these are fine scale O-scale trains.
Look at that Union Pacific. That's different.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
I love the streamlined with that particular paint job. It was around for a very brief period of time, but oh, I love
I
that.
don't believe I've ever seen a train like that before.
This is Greg Hardy, one of the members of the group, probably the lead member of the group, and he's a great brass locomotive builder.
Right.
And we've actually had him repairing a locomotive for us.
Right.
It was destroyed in shipping.
Which was unfortunate.
Kind of a story we've had lately. And this is Greg's son, Skylar, and he's doing the Katy Railroad in HO scale, and he just thought he'd bring along a lot of his equipment to show.
That's neat.
It's always been one of my favorite railroads, the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas, so I just wanted to show off a little bit of my collection and the history of it.
So what's the nickname of that railroad?
The Katy.
The Katy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Katy.
Yeah, I had a couple other guys yesterday call it Caddy. I was like, what?
That's close.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone loves the Katy.
How come you fell in love with that one?
So my paternal dad was a switcher for the Katy back in the 70s. And so he's always had a love for the Katy, and so he kind of passed it on to me. So I'm just kind of keeping that going.
And the most exciting thing is Greg has mostly finished that locomotive that we've had him repairing, and we're going to pick it up, and I'm going to finish the repairs. And there it is. It's a Berlin K36. It's in F scale, which is 120.3 scale, and that's our scale.
Right.
So this is just going to look so fabulous running around on our railroad. Still some work to be done, mostly work with the internal electronics, also the pilot truck and the trailing truck. I'm going to reattach those, and the cab needs to be attached. But probably the big thing is going to be changing out the electrics.
Right.
The locomotive was delivered from Berlin with an air wire system.
Oh, look at that.
And I don't know that much about air wire.
No.
I've seen it used, we're using Soundtrack's economy boards. And so my plan right now is to take all of this out and convert it to economy. If there's somebody out there who knows something about AirWire and wants to talk me out of that, tell me why I should keep this AirWire, and we will. This is the box that it was delivered in.
Right.
And it blows my mind when you see these really limited edition brass engines. Even the box is a work of art.
Oh, no kidding. That's neat.
And it's got the labeling on the outside here for exactly what was in it. It says this locomotive originally had a snowplow. And here's all the paperwork explaining the AirWire system and so on. What I'm going to do is lay a little tiny bit of Yagas Creek. All of our railroad is Yagas Creek track. A lot of it is hand laid, but I just thought I'd put down a little bit of Yagas Creek track here where the engine shop is going to go, just so this locomotive has a proper place to park.
Right.
While we're waiting to work on it, and actually while the work is going forward. But this is going to be the engine shop right here. So I thought, let's just put down a little piece of track. Well, time to take the show down and go away.
Oh, that's always sad.
Somehow we always manage to stay and be some of the last people out.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. But it was a great train show.
Oh, it sure was.
And I like the new location.
I do too. It's a lot bigger.
Putting away.
Yeah, the hard work starts now. So how you doing?
Good, good. How about yourself? I never see Bruce at these things anymore.
Hey, comes and goes. I stay in touch with them pretty close, but
Good. Well, we didn't quite get to everything.
Right.
So there's going to be one or two more shows on the Ophir, Tintic, and Western group here. This was such an unusual model, I thought, you know, we really need to do a show just on this.
It's confusing to me.
And we've got another story here which is really fascinating, so I think that needs to be its own show as well.
Yes, he's doing basically what I've been doing. So he's been telling his story in 3D.
And we still have a couple of shows on the construction of the Gardner Brothers Mill. You wouldn't want to miss those.
And here's my version of my story in 3D.
And of course, we're going to be covering the Big Boy as it comes west.
Yes, sir, that's exactly what it is. What a great time to be able to come and have fun playing trains. It is,
It is.
you know.
When you have a modular club, this is what you do.
Well, and the thing about it is how much happiness would we bring to the people that are here. That's the whole reason why.
Well,
It's to share what we have.
and it's happiness all around.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys get to do it, and they get to watch.
Yes, sir. And we've done it for a lot of years, and we're grateful that you guys all invited us. And hopefully we get invited next year.
Oh, I'll bet.
You know what is it? God willing, and the creek don't rise. But yeah, it's put away time, and then we get ready to start again.
Yep.
And hopefully we can come again, you know, and help the kids. Because the kids, that's the thing, is we get the kids excited about doing this, then they're going to carry it on.
Yep. So we've got a lot going on, and you wouldn't want to miss any of this. So you want to make sure that you're a subscriber and you have your notification bell set. And the easy way to do that is to click on the upcoming blue button. Zoink, right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Tuesday. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.